Hello again, and welcome to the last video in this session. The last system uh, procedure, SIS5 system qualification test. Now, by this time, you should have been familiar with what to expect. I'm sure you know what to expect. Okay, so what is the process purpose? The purpose of the system qualification test process is to ensure that the integrated system is tested to provide evidence for compliance with the system requirements and that the system is ready for delivery. This word, there are two sentences which are very important here. Just a minute. Provide evidence for the compliance and the system is ready for delivery. These are the two sentences which are of extreme importance here. So the system is finally compliant and you have evidence for it. And second thing is it is ready to delivery. So what are the various base practices? The first base practice is develop system qualification test strategy including regression test strategy. Develop a system. I will explain to you what is meant by regression test strategy. For now, you just uh, note down that it is based on regression test strategy. I'll explain to you more elaborately because if I explain now, we may go slightly tangential to the exact topic. So we are going to test it as per the regression test strategy and develop a strategy for the system qualification test consistent with project plan and release pane. This includes a regression test strategy for retesting integrated system if a system is item is changed, and develop a specification for system qualification test. Develop the specification specification for system qualification test including the test cases based on the verification criteria according to qualification test strategy. Now this may seem slight repetition from SIS4, but there is a distinct difference. Here you are understand this word system qualification test. So after this test is completed, you directly deliver it. So the final test cases you develop based on the verification criteria according to the qualification of test strategy. And what is base practice 3? You select all the test cases and select the test cases to make sure that the system qualification test specification, all the entire system qualification test specification is encompassed. It captures the entire system qualification test specification. The selection of test cases shall have sufficient coverage according to system qualification test strategy and release plan. The test integrated system. Test the integrated system using the selected test cases. Record the system qualification test results on logs. Test integrated system. Base practice 4. Test the integrated system using the selected test cases and record the qualification test results on logs. You have to clearly record, okay, clearly document the test results. Well, I hope you are not bored by the word bidirectional traceability. Again, you have to establish the bidirectional traceability. Establish the bidirectional traceability between system requirements and the test cases included in the uh, system qualification test specification. Okay, now just to see the right corner, if I this is the V model, this is the system requirements, and this is the system qualification test. So there has to be a clear cut bidirectional traceability, a clear cut bidirectional traceability about the requirements and the testing. Base practice 6, ensure consistency. Again, consistency between the system requirements and test cases, and summarize and communicate the results. Well, this is a mandatory step. Once you complete all these things, you summarize the system qualification test results and communicate them to all affected parties, whether the internal stakeholders or external stakeholders, internal customers, external customers, to all the people who are involved in this, you clearly communicate the results. What are all the process outcomes as a result of the successful implementation process? I mean, what happens, what is the output of this particular process? A system qualification test strategy, including regression test strategy, consistent with the project plan and release plan is developed to test the integrated system. A specification of system qualification of the integrated system according to system qualification test strategy is developed that is suitable to provide evidence for compliance and system requirement. This is something which I already emphasized. You have to, at the end of this, you have a clear-cut evidence, undebatable, non-debatable evidence that your end system is compliant. Test cases include system qualification, test specification or according to system qualification test strategy and release plan. The integrated system is tested using selected test cases and results of the system qualification test are recorded. Consistency and bidirectional traceability are established. Well, by this time, you must have you should be in a position where you take this consistency and bidirectional traceability for granted. These are given at the end of every sys level step. This consistency and bidirectional traceability should be clearly established. And finally, the results are summarized and communicated to all the affected parties. Output work products, the test specification, the test plan, communication record, which is there in all the test, all the sys level steps, review record, which is again there in all the sys level, traceability record, and the test result. Okay, so this completes the sys 5, or in other words, with this the system engineering procedure is clearly concluded. Okay, so what exactly is the system engineering? When you develop the system for entire thing, all these 5 steps are meticulously followed, and if these 5 steps are meticulously followed, you can not only be very clear, you can not only have a crystal cut clarity about the development procedure, but also till the retirement. Till the retirement, even if something goes wrong, you can easily trace back you can easily trace back to exact which system or which component the failure is attributed to. Okay, so this is the importance of system engineering. Okay, so thank you again. Thanks for listening. With this, I conclude this topic of system engineering.